There we go. InShalla and Ashe. Just saying that out loud feels so good. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. Are you ready to roll? Feeling uncomfortable, stretching your boundaries on the higher highway frequencies, the galactic grid, structuring our hearts, longing for what is to be believed. It really is time to upcycle the cycle, the etheric highway from the astral. It's January 21st, and welcome to today's Daily Snippet. It's a Sunday fun day, and once again, I am your host, a practicing holistic Sha'medium and subtle energetic surgeon. I like that better than psychic surgery. Merging the indigenous technologies, the spirit of Africa, West Africa, with the subtle energies, elements, elemental beings, the realm, the imaginal, throwing in some pathways of power and so much more, of course. Offering rituals and prescriptions to add in all of the juice in your personal container. My intention truly is to merge the indigenous with the subtle realms, to really assist you into navigating your prime directive, reintroducing you to and through the being that resides within you. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. If you're interested in a card for your day, simply like, comment, and share my show. Really assisting me also assists you. We're all part of it, right? Little star beings. But the cards for the energy of the day, being that I am otherworldly, my housemate said I look otherworldly actually this very morning. This is going to be a galactic spread. What does that mean? Well, I went with my galactic grid cards. Here we go. Deep polarity. In ancient times, the deepest of the polarities during beyond dark time in the Orion civilizations, culture, the history, it played out. Numerous souls from Orion eventually came to Earth to heal this polarity, or what feels like an entanglement to me, through incarnating as humans. So the message with this card is that this energy is still playing out in our timeline, our lifetime, still having some influence in our life today, our day-to-day. So if you are watching this show, this message is that these karmic patterns are now ready to be released. So kind of examine your organic and human natural tendencies, the origin, to restrict these vibrations of light and thought and belief, and ask the universe to assist in healing this. And just know that this is a galactic issue for the entire planet at this time. And when healing one, really it affects the whole. It creates a galactic wave in all actuality, in a kind of a renaissance kind of frequency. And then I have a paradox from the future, the Zetta reticuli. Pardon me if I am slaughtering the pronunciation of that one, but just passing through an essential transformation on their way to enlightenment. The Zettis or the Zetties, having to do with one state of polarity to a paradox of containing both of those poles simultaneously. So this is like in total balance with zero preference for either one through alchemy, spiritually, and I feel a bit magically, or what we would sense as a magic essence, and otherworldly. They kind of learn to be both full and yet both empty, containing the universe, galactic as she is, in all of its forms and all of her magic, and also containing nothing but conscious awareness, living in this enigma. It's a point of power, if you will, with a key they use for spiritual transformation. So we really have this key to this enigma as well. So just allow them, the Zettas, to really be our guides, our guardians, as we learn how to really tap into this and accelerate our evolution. Fitting, isn't it? Kind of how it all fits in. And then we have alienness, a parallel of non-humanoids. Just knowing that you too might feel a little bit like an alien, or sense of being an alien. I think multiple humans have this kind of sensation. It kind of keeps us from feeling connected to the life of the earth plane or on the earth plane, just sensing that we feel strange in our own skin because we came from somewhere else. You too may indeed have a connection to non-human beings in the universe. However, because you are human in this incarnation, it's time to really embrace our uniqueness and celebrate it instead of fearing it or being ashamed of it. If you do need assistance, call on the otherworldly non-human beings to assist you. Do that during meditation, or really just join me for Voices of the Other World, the village of non-human being. That's what Maladoma would say. It's the Cantomblays, the Wedames, the Sira, the little people that are in many cultures around the earth plane, actually. Feel their non-human alienness and be a friend. Open your heart to them, just knowing that they and us are really one. We carry a frequential energy. Ultimately, our journey is about integration. I just noticed I'm sideways in my screen, but integration, what that means is embracing all of our parts, even the ones that seem alien to us on the grid. So with that, let me scoot my little butt over here so I'm not in my screen. There we go. Here we go. And on the elemental highway. It's kind of seeing how these realms and dimensions are all playing in integration, really. But we have a yang, fire, rat day, a being, zai, water, and fire. Do they get along or not? Actually, these two aren't too bad. One is yang and one is yin, so they're opposing. So the fire is warming up this water. Could make some steam, but our day has zero support. There's no wood or fire, and the earth is kind of taking from it. So we might feel a little bit exhausted or steamed a little bit, steamed up. And the metal is supporting or nurturing our water on the realms and in the branches, hidden, if you will. And at the hour of the pig, we're going to have a complete water direction, which is the north, calling us to get into the flow or opening the door to the flow. But the rat energy, so if you're born between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., that's the energy of a rat person. You literally wear your heart on your sleeve. You're kind of instinctual. Often you're motivated from your reptilian brain, the core of the brain that really deals with survival and instincts. And the rat is emotionally on edge most of the time. They have this fierce passion. They get emotionally aroused very easily. Yep. You will never be accused of being too detached or remote. They jump in head first. It's kind of subjective about life and how it's been living or lived. Because of this, they get angry, and the angry at the injustices of the world, angry at their own injustices in life, angry just to be angry sometimes. Anger. Where the ox controls the liver, that's a different kind of anger. The rat actually acts on the anger, or more precisely, reacts. So this energy can literally fly off the handle. They can lose it. It kind of provokes altercations. They view remarks as personal affronts that really need to be handled right now. They kind of react before, or act and react before they see. But the rat has issues of abandonment and betrayal. That's why they lash out whenever they feel they're going to be kind of hung out to dry again and again. So being reactionary, they can be inflamed by other people to really hop on that bandwagon or other unjust, horrendous causes. So because of this, they can have migraines, sciatic nerve pain, gallbladder stones, as well as digestive issues around the gallbladder's ability to process and break down fats, among other things. So in their fury, a rat's fury, they can have constipation or diarrhea issues, holding on or letting go. So they have a lot of self-worth issues that continually plague them in a way that can be at the core of their insecurity. So when abandonment or betrayal occurs, that's kind of their filtering system, there can be a bottom line subconscious agreement that they really aren't worthy. So then colitis and other intestinal problems, those show up when their foundation is actually being tested. So they can be ridden with guilt, just literally wondering if they participated within that betrayal in any way. Sometimes they feel unclean, deeply neurosis around cleanliness. as a way to kind of justify the betrayal, that they just weren't good enough. That's how they feel. So they can almost literally have heartbroken relationships, and they really want love. They want a space and a place to belong, and they really want to merge with another individual. But the abandonment issue is always in those cross threads, those entanglements. So, can they trust again? Can they really put their heart on their sleeve again, in love especially? Can they believe in a love that's going to be consistent, constant, and true? So they can actually have heart palpitations or issues over these relationships. So why does a person get angry? Generally because they're fearful. Fear is kind of a driving force. So as a rat person, they have fears on the job, whether they're good enough, whether they're ambitious enough even, whether they can make it or not in the world. So fear of what happens when they're out in the cold, cruel world. So they kind of put on this facade. It's kind of brash, appearing tough enough to handle what the harsh old world is dishing out to them. And sometimes the rat will not take any risks. They play it safe. They choose a job that has the security and the longevity instead of getting what might be the perfect job. So inside, that makes them angry, mostly at themselves, so they won't take risks because of this fear and these issues of abandonment. So to be a healthy rat, they really need to feel adored, loved by God Universe herself, the goddess, that supports them in accomplishing whatever it is in their hearts that they wish to do. So with the aid of the gallbladder, calming herbs like milk thistle, that's a huge one, and blue flarin, that can shift them into a smoother mindset where every action is not a need for reaction on their part. Just by working on their self-worth and seeing themselves as a sacred person, the sacred person that they are, and just opening their galactic heart to others and not being afraid of getting hurt, that can move out the fear and put them in a place of peace where it just allows them and the world to play out in front of them, not feel like it's attacking them in any way, shape, or form. So it really is self-love, self-adoration, creating sacred space within their own heart where they belong, and just really having an otherworldly altar and connecting to the galactic universe through their heart space. However, today we really need nature. As always, we really always need nature to transform, to see through the thicket, an otherworldly perspective, even, a mountaintop point of view. So the cosmic highway, the energy of the day, is otherworldly expansive. It's nature, baby, in its galactic forms. So it really is time to go galactic about ourselves and our inner garden. What do you believe to be true about your relationship to yourself? Are you in an optimistic venue? I like to stay curious and question everything and just be mindful to myself before traveling the grid. So you might just open the door to learning more about your heart self. Are you being kind to yourself today and every day? Are you yourself's best friend? Are you friending yourself? Maybe create your own friend space on some of these social dills. But I always like to say we're doing great. We're all doing great. You're doing great. And seriously, just start saying that to yourself all day long. So it's this self-discovery, rewriting and upcycling the chapter of our lives in our belief sector that aren't really self-limiting to ourselves. Instead, just being open to our continual potentials, the unlimited otherworldly heart potentials that really reside within each and every one of us, just opening the doorways and the pathways that not only expand our inner awareness, but are also empowering to our essence. So, are you aware that what you believe to be true creates the longing of what is ultimately true, or longing? So just muse about that. The door is open to taking on a new path. So I would say try it. Skip the inner critic. Search for what you feel about and just merge it with what your heart believes to be true within yourself and your own personal grid. So what is the relationship that you have to your body? Not just your physical body, but your home body. What you identify with is where your home, your heart, belongs. So what do you believe a healthy home or a body is in need of? Maybe review your body's needs. Maybe review the needs of your home. And do you believe you deserve it? So beliefs are just as powerful or more so when we merge them with the emotional threads of what our heart feels. So how do we measure this? How do we measure and know where we belong? By the universal flow of our heart. So when our heart feels juicy inside and it's excited, it's optimistic, it's enthusiastic, we're just opening to all of the juice and seeing through the eyes of our soul's harmonic and just awakening to those otherworldly symbols. It's like getting on the mountain to see the view from our own sacred space, our soul's harmonic, along with our crown being online. So I would say go to our own garden, that sacred tree of what that is for you, the universe, and just be grateful for those insights and all of the experiences, and know that you have literally hurdled over them. You are seen in the unseen too. Could be an ancestor, an otherworldly being, a guardian, an angelic being, so much more. Call in Uriel, the lightning angelic being of the season of Aquarius, and where that plays out in your natal chart. But the herb of the day, I went with this is a white willow. It's for the season of Aquarius. It's the original aspirin, if you will. It can be used for Aquarians, the peeps who are prone to accidents. It relieves fever and inflammation as well as reducing pain. It has a lot of benefits of an aspirin, but so much more without any of the side effects that tiny white pill kind of carries. It's kind of a cooling herb, if you will, clearing heat and inflammation, rheumatism, or even rheumatism, the fever, hot flashes, headaches brought on by the irritation of the heat. So it really is, it's an excellent herb for pain and reducing the pain and improving our mobility. Even backaches, migraines, just general soreness, maybe from working out. You can combine it with St. John's wort. It can be used in even for cases of nerve pain or nerve damage, and it moves infection out of the body. It can be used for hot flashes, again, night sweats, just general overall states of overheating. It can also be used for different fluids like blood. I'm thinking of blue blood, red blood circulation. I'm thinking of the grid of the elementals right now. But with the fire energy online, it would be great for if you don't have a great state or you're in a poor circulation state of your heart space. So that's a result of stagnation brought on about lack of flow. It's even, it just is a prized pain reliever. You can create a poultice from it, an oil, a salve. It's also been used for bruises, sprains, warts, skin tags, skin issues, poison ivy, even burns. It's been also added to mouthwash to relieve gum inflammation. So if you're having, I would say, red blood kind of issues in your mouth, you can kind of rinse your mouth out with it. And magically, it's been associated with the ending and the new beginnings, or the death of something for the rebirth, which kind of aligns with the energy of the Aquarians, the vision, revolutionary, evolutionary, through the death of the old and the birth of the new, kind of to flow through that grid. So I would say, as an affirmation to really get you on your way today or get you along today, is truly optimistically to love the skin you're in, even your otherworldly skin, if you will. And I would affirm that I am believing in my otherworldly guardian at my own personal gate, living the life I was born to incarnate in. So with all of that, make it a galactic, juicy, otherworldly day. And if you feel curious, join me for Voices of the Other World. This coming Saturday is going to be all about our ancestors, the beings of the other world, the elemental realm of fire, which includes ether and star, our vision centers, the crown and the third eye, and really so much more. But with all of that, again, make it a galactic, juicy day. And as always, I'll see you on the other side.